Welcome to Mytho Chronicles. History isn't just found in books, it's discovered buried in deserts, frozen in ice, and hidden beneath the sea. Today, we're counting down the top 10 most unbelievable discoveries in history, mind-blowing finds that challenge everything we thought we knew. Let's dive in. Number 10. The Baghdad Battery. The Baghdad Battery is one of the most puzzling ancient artifacts ever unearthed. Discovered in modern-day Iraq near Baghdad in the 1930s, this 2,000-year-old object consists of a clay jar with a copper cylinder and an iron rod inside, components that strongly resemble a primitive galvanic cell or battery. When reconstructed and tested, similar replicas produced small amounts of electricity, leading to wild theories about ancient knowledge of electrochemistry long before Benjamin Franklin flew his kite. While mainstream historians remain skeptical, suggesting it may have been used for simple storage or ritual purposes, others argue it could have been used for electroplating or even early medical treatments. If the Baghdad Battery truly generated electricity, it challenges our assumptions about what ancient civilizations were capable of and hints at lost knowledge we've only begun to uncover. Fun fact: some believe the battery could have been used to electroplate gold onto silver, a technique not officially documented until thousands of years later. The debate continues, but the Baghdad Battery remains a symbol of the mysteries still hidden in our past. Number 9. Göbekli Tepe, the world's first temple. Göbekli Tepe, discovered in southeastern Turkey in the 1990s, is widely considered the world's oldest known temple, predating Stonehenge by over 6,000 years. Dating back to around 9,600 BCE, this prehistoric site features massive T-shaped stone pillars arranged in circular enclosures, many carved with intricate images of animals and abstract symbols. What's astonishing is that it was built by hunter-gatherers before the invention of agriculture or permanent settlements, completely upending our understanding of how civilization developed. The discovery of Göbekli Tepe suggests that organized religion may have come before the rise of farming, rather than as a result of it. This flips the conventional historical timeline on its head and implies that spiritual or ceremonial practices may have been the driving force behind human social evolution. Fun fact: only about 5% of the site has been excavated, and ground-penetrating radar suggests there are many more structures still buried. The site's builders mysteriously buried it around 8,000 BCE, leaving archaeologists to wonder why. Göbekli Tepe is a reminder that the roots of human civilization are far deeper and far more mysterious than we once believed. Number 8. The Antikythera Mechanism. The Antikythera Mechanism, discovered in 1901 in a shipwreck off the coast of the Greek island Antikythera, is often hailed as the world's first analog computer. Dating back over 2,000 years, this complex device used a system of bronze gears to track the movements of the sun, moon, and planets, predict eclipses, and even schedule the timing of the Olympic Games. Its intricate design and engineering were so advanced that nothing comparable appeared again until over 1,000 years later. What makes the Antikythera mechanism truly unbelievable is how it challenges the assumption that ancient civilizations lacked sophisticated technology. It proves the ancient Greeks possessed far greater scientific knowledge than we once thought, especially in mathematics and astronomy. Fun fact: the device could even account for the irregular orbit of the moon, a feat not matched until the development of much later astronomical clocks. The Antikythera mechanism shattered the myth of primitive antiquity and hinted at a forgotten level of innovation lost to time. Number 7. The Nazca Lines. The Nazca Lines, etched into the arid plains of southern Peru between 500 BCE and 500 CE, are a collection of massive geoglyphs depicting animals, plants, and geometric shapes, some stretching over hundreds of feet. What makes them truly unbelievable is that these massive drawings can only be fully seen from the sky, even though the Nazca people had no known way of achieving aerial views. The sheer scale and precision of the lines have baffled scientists, archaeologists, and theorists for decades. The true purpose of the Nazca Lines remains a mystery. Some researchers believe they had astronomical or calendrical functions, while others argue they were part of religious rituals, possibly made to be seen by the gods from above. Alternative theories even suggest ancient alien involvement, though they remain unproven. Fun fact: over 800 straight lines, 300 geometric figures, and 70 animal and plant designs have been identified, and new geoglyphs are still being discovered today with the help of drones. Regardless of their origin, the Nazca lines showcase an extraordinary level of planning, coordination, and imagination that continues to challenge our understanding of ancient human capabilities. Number 6. The Rosetta Stone. The Rosetta Stone, discovered in 1799 by French soldiers in Egypt, was the key that unlocked the secrets of ancient Egyptian writing. Inscribed with the same text in 3 scripts, Greek, Demotic, and hieroglyphic, the stone allowed scholars, most notably Jean-François Champollion, to finally decipher hieroglyphs after centuries of mystery. This breakthrough marked the birth of modern Egyptology and opened up a new era of understanding about one of the world's oldest civilizations. Before the Rosetta Stone, the stories, religion, and history of ancient Egypt were largely locked away in undeciphered symbols. With its discovery, thousands of years of inscriptions, tomb writings, and temple carvings suddenly came to life. Fun fact: the Rosetta Stone's text is actually a decree about the king's generosity to the priesthood, not a grand historical event. Still, its triple inscription made it invaluable. The Rosetta Stone transformed our knowledge of ancient Egypt from guesswork to documented reality, making it one of the most important linguistic discoveries in human history. Number 5. The Terracotta Army. The Terracotta Army, discovered in 1974 by farmers digging near Xi'an, China, is one of the most astonishing archaeological finds in the world. Buried for over 2,000 years, this massive underground army consists of more than 8,000 life-sized clay soldiers, along with horses, chariots, and weapons, all guarding the tomb of China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huang. Each figure is uniquely detailed, suggesting an enormous amount of labor, artistry, and organization went into its creation. What makes the discovery truly unbelievable is not just its scale, but what it reveals about ancient China's imperial power, spiritual beliefs, and funerary practices. The Terracotta Army was meant to protect the emperor in the afterlife, demonstrating a civilization deeply concerned with immortality and legacy. Fun fact: no 2 soldiers are exactly alike, and traces of original paint show the army was once brightly colored. The discovery also revealed advanced mass production techniques and a complex underground mausoleum, much of which remains unexplored due to concerns about preservation. The Terracotta Army turned a local legend into a global historical treasure. Number 4. The Library of Ashurbanipal. The Library of Ashurbanipal, discovered in the ruins of Nineveh in modern-day Iraq, is the oldest known royal library in human history. Assembled by the Assyrian king Ashurbanipal in the 7th century BCE, the library contained over 30,000 clay tablets written in cuneiform script, covering topics such as astronomy, medicine, literature, religion, and law. Among its most famous texts is the Epic of Gilgamesh, one of the earliest works of literature ever recorded. This discovery fundamentally changed our understanding of ancient Mesopotamian civilization. It revealed a highly literate, organized society with a deep thirst for knowledge and preservation. Fun fact: many tablets were found broken, and scholars have spent decades piecing them together like a giant jigsaw puzzle. The library's contents predate the Library of Alexandria and show that the cradle of civilization was also a cradle of intellectual achievement. The library not only preserved history, it reshaped it. Number 3. The Dead Sea Scrolls. The Dead Sea Scrolls, discovered between 1947 and 1956 in caves near Qumran by the Dead Sea, are among the most significant archaeological finds of the 20th century. Comprising over 900 manuscripts written on parchment and papyrus, the scrolls include some of the oldest known copies of the Hebrew Bible, along with apocryphal texts and writings of a mysterious Jewish sect, possibly the Essenes. These documents date from the 3rd century BCE to the 1st century CE. What makes the Dead Sea Scrolls so unbelievable is how they provide a direct window into the religious beliefs, culture, and daily life of a Jewish community that existed during a crucial time in history, just before and during the rise of early Christianity. Fun fact: the scrolls were hidden in 11 caves and preserved by the dry desert climate for nearly 2,000 years. Their discovery has sparked debates about biblical history, translation, and the diversity of ancient Judaism. Their preservation over millennia is nothing short of miraculous. Number 2. Pompeii, the frozen city. The ancient Roman city of Pompeii was buried in ash and pumice when Mount Vesuvius erupted in 79 AD, freezing the city in time. For centuries, Pompeii remained lost beneath volcanic debris until its rediscovery in the 18th century. What archaeologists uncovered was nothing short of extraordinary. Homes, markets, temples, and even graffiti perfectly preserved, offering a vivid snapshot of daily Roman life down to the smallest detail. What makes Pompeii so unbelievable is the human story captured in its ruins. Plaster casts of victims reveal people frozen in their final moments, lending a haunting realism to the catastrophe. Fun fact: archaeologists have found everything from kitchen utensils to erotic frescoes, and even ancient fast food restaurants. Pompeii gives us a remarkably intimate view of ancient society, unfiltered by time or myth. It's not just an archaeological site, it's a tragic, tangible time capsule of a once thriving civilization. Number 1. The Tomb of Tutankhamun. The Tomb of Tutankhamun, discovered in 1922 by British archaeologist Howard Carter in Egypt's Valley of the Kings, is one of the most iconic archaeological finds in history. Unlike most royal tombs that had been looted over centuries, Tutankhamun's tomb was nearly intact, filled with over 5,000 priceless artifacts, including the now famous gold funerary mask. The discovery stunned the world and offered an unprecedented glimpse into the wealth, artistry, and burial practices of ancient Egypt. What makes this find even more unbelievable is the mystery and global fascination it sparked. Tutankhamun, a relatively minor pharaoh who died young, became one of the most famous figures in history. Fun fact: the tomb's discovery ignited the modern era of Egyptology and even gave rise to the legend of the pharaoh's curse. Beyond the myths, the tomb remains a treasure trove of knowledge that reshaped our understanding of Egypt's 18th dynasty and its complex spiritual beliefs. From ancient power sources to lost cities and legendary tombs, these discoveries remind us that history is always waiting to be rewritten. Which one blew your mind the most? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more epic dives into the past, only here on Mytho Chronicles.